Okay, let's take you straight to our talking point, the delayed Telangana resolution and the Hyderabad Blues. Joining us on Talking Point this evening is Jayaprakash Narayan of the Lok Satta, the lone MLA from that party from the Telangana region, and Jyothindra Sarma, also the political commentator of the Hyderabad University, a professor there, joining us from Hyderabad, the heart of where the debate is. But Mr. Narayan, I'd first like to come to you. From what we've seen so far, both happening in Delhi as well as in Hyderabad, that political resolution that was supposed to be tabled looks delayed indefinitely. In your opinion, does Telangana look to be coming into form in the next couple of days, months? Do you think it's going to be a reality?
It's impossible to predict, because if you're dealing with rational players and rational issues, you can come to a rational conclusion. If you're dealing with political fortunes of individuals, as your correspondent has talked about, and irrational decisions or clandestine decisions, and people say one thing and do another thing, then it's impossible to predict. You know, on your show today, you showed the clippings from Kashmir, the problems there. Kashmir, Northeast, these are legacies of history. But when there was a problem in Tamil Nadu about language, Panditji, at that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, took a sensible decision. Forget the constitution and official language, we have to now preserve the union and bring about peace and harmony. The Telangana people are genuinely suffering from backwardness and poverty, as people of North Coastal Andhra, as people of Rayalaseema and the planned areas of coastal districts are. There are ways of resolving these issues amicably, sitting across the table. Instead, we have now become enemies. It's terrible. It's an unspeakable tragedy, because it seems as if everything is a political game. We're gambling with people's lives without any sensitivity and decency in a democracy.
Mr. Jayaprakash Narayan, you've certainly been a voice for ending the violence through all of these agitations, but certainly a voice that hasn't been heard on either side of the debate. You mentioned Panditji just now. Would you blame the central leadership for the mess that Andhra Pradesh finds itself in today?
Yes, I have no doubt whatsoever. First of all, they sought a resolution bulldozing their party without understanding the wishes of their own party men and women. Second of all, they have trusted fellow politicians of other political parties, not realizing that just as they do, these fellows say one thing and do another thing. And for political gains in the short term, almost anything is perfectly all right. You go to Telangana and say, we'll give you Telangana. You go to Coastal Andhra and say Telangana over our dead bodies. That's the kind of typical political articulation in this state as well as the rest of the country. And then they pretended to be surprised about all this.
Right.
And instead of trying to bring people together, there is almost a conscious and cursed attempt to create new fires in this country. I mean, on the one hand, we want to compete with China and accelerate economic growth and bring India into the 21st century. On the other hand, we play the 19th century politics of primordial loyalties and divisions.
Right.
And this is a disgrace.
Jyothindra, if I can get you in, at this point in time, does it seem to you that everyone really has been exposed? Many are also indicating perhaps that we are seeing a coming together, whether it's the Congress, the TRS and the TDP, all have come together and in a sense have just fooled the sentiments of the people.
I don't think either of them, none of them represent the sentiments of the people. I mean, whose sentiments do they represent? Was this the biggest issue in the last elections? Was the last election fought on this issue? I mean, I think it's ridiculous that any political party were to say that they understand the sentiments of the people.
Sure.
And what are these sentiments? I mean, it is an effervescence of emotion and all sorts of emotional stuff that has gone in. I don't think any of them represent the sentiments of the people of Telangana.
Fair enough. The sentiments of the people might not have been questioned during the elections, and in fact the TRS did very badly in those elections. But Jyothindra Sarma, what about the emotions today, with the situation now seeming to head towards another status quo, with the centre not wanting to give a timeline for Telangana? Do you think the emotions and the protests can be quelled right now, or do you think Andhra Pradesh is in for some very troubled times?
I think all politicians, all political parties must sit together and, as Jayaprakash ji said, act like rational players. This is not a question of making a quick political buck and saying, look, you know, we're going to do this, so we'll reap this advantage here or there. I think there are larger questions involved in the Telangana debate. If you create the state of Telangana, you will be creating a state on the basis of a cultural identity, unlike any other state that you have created in the past.
Sure.
It will create a precedence which will be dangerous.
Yes, and which perhaps will see resonance in many parts of this country. Jayaprakash Narayan, very, very quickly, we're closing up this debate. You're an MLA that comes from the Telangana region, the Hyderabad city. If the state was to see the light of day, do you believe Hyderabad and Secunderabad should be part of Telangana?
No, it's not appropriate for me to make a statement on this because
Sure.
if we care for the people, we must bring them together instead of dividing them further. Therefore, that decision, I'm afraid, I'm not going to state today, nor will it be a casual one. We all have to sit together and make people come together and understand what are the issues involved and come to a resolution rather than with bombastic statements on television like this.
Sure.